It's time now to look at the stories making the headlines on Nigerian newspapers, and I have with me in the studio political technocrat Dr. Dayo and public affairs analyst Sijibomi Adebiyi-Benet. Gentlemen, good morning. Thank you for joining us on TVC Breakfast.
Good morning.
Good morning, Veronica, and congratulations on the award over the weekend I was giving to TVC.
Thank you.
I followed it up, and it wasn't a fluke. Somebody came from UK over the weekend and met me, and he was even talking to me about you guys, that you are doing wonderfully well.
Thank you very much.
The guy even appreciated and then gave me this shirt. And I said, to appreciate him, I also
you are going to wear
it.
this morning.
Yes.
All right.
And I'm happy to be part of the success story.
All of you are doing well.
All right. Thank you so much. Let's get straight to the papers now, and I begin with the First News newspaper. Gunmen again attack Ekwa Church, Kogi, kill one worshipper, abduct two, shoot to death 3 policemen, injure others in Anambra, kidnap 10 varsity students in Abia. You find details of the story on the pages of the First News newspaper. To the Leadership newspaper now, 2023 Northern Elders take on Southern governors, reject power shift, saying North will continue to lead Nigeria, stop self-help in VAT war to avoid anarchy, ACF warns. No region can solve own problem alone. Lawan speaking there. All right, to the Daily Sun now. 2023 presidency, Northern Elders draw battle lines, reject power shift to South. Fani-Kayode Ohaneze, MBF kick. Details on the pages of the Daily Sun. All right, to the blueprints now. NEF, Northern Elders Forum to Nigerians on 2023. North won't play second fiddle. North won't play second fiddle. The Northern Elders Forum speaking there on 2023 elections. We move now to the Nigerian Tribune. Naira depreciates by 209% in 6 years. CBN defends currency with $130 billion, rolls out tens of policies. All right, you find details on the pages of the Nigerian Tribune. To the Nation newspaper now. Private businesses groups on VAT status. We are confused. State laws, court rulings create problems of how and where to pay. States will reject FIRS bid to alter exclusive list. BAM seeks political solution. Details on the pages of the Nation newspaper. To the Vanguard now. VAT war. OPS fears double payment heads to court. Amendments sought by FIRS at NAS dead on arrival. Akeredolu speaking there. All right, to the Punch newspaper. VAT by states a joke. Comment. Masari under fire. Akeredolu says FIRS planned amendment dead on arrival. VAT collection battle test for Nigeria's democracy. Lagos tells Katsina governor. Free money has made states lazy. Pandef replies Masari on comment. More states will support us to kill FIRS planned amendment. Akeredolu. To this Nigerian newspaper now, VAT on exclusive list, National Assembly may turn down FIRS demand. To the Daily Times newspaper, OPS wants federal government's directive over VAT payment. To the national economy now, 15 years after concession, manual operations drag ports activities. And to the Guardian newspaper, manufacturers demand for forex near $2 billion amid scarcity, weak Naira. To the Daily Trust now, federal government loses billions in ports revenue over stored boat service contract. All right, we move to the Business Day. Inside story of electronic bank fraud in Nigeria. Inside story of electronic bank fraud in Nigeria. And finally, on the front page of the Nigerian News Direct, ease of doing business. ETI, Access Bank, 9 others grant 20.7 trillion naira loans to customers. Ease of doing business. ETI, Access Bank, 9 others grant 20.7 trillion naira loans to customers. All right. Before we look at the stories on the pages of the newspapers this morning, let's talk about something that was generating divergent reactions last week, and I think it's still generating reactions. We want to get your reaction to this development, talking about Fani-Kayode's move to the APC, where he had sworn that until Jesus returns, he wasn't going to move over to the APC. And he said so many things. And then suddenly Nigerians saw his movement. And then he said that his move is not financial induced. When you look at that interview he had, and he said that he was led by the Spirit to go to the APC. And I'm wondering what your perception of this movement. Yes, he has a right to cross carpet and all of it, but then what do you make of it? There are those who think that morality comes to play when you are a politician.
I like what you just said. Morality should come to play when you are a politician. To that extent, what he has just done, does it portray morality? I've read so many things about Fani-Kayode, and to a very large extent, I don't always want to see him as an issue to me. Because Fani-Kayode is not somebody that anybody, I don't want to use that word, any same person, you know, but something very close to that, will ever want to follow. This is somebody that speaks from two sides of the mouth. You said you will never until Jesus Christ comes. Again, you are saying you are not being directed by the Spirit. Has Jesus Christ come now?
Something perhaps changed.
Do you understand? What is it that has changed? It's a pity that people don't follow history. For me, we all remembered in the past, during we all know his father's even antecedents when it comes to politics, politicking, especially in the Southwest, we all know. So anybody who understands history and who follows history will not be embarrassed by what Fani-Kayode is doing. He is just trying to exhibit what is inside of him. He's just trying to exhibit what he has inherited.
Like so father, like son.
It is like father, like son. It is an inheritance. Because sometimes when he talks, when he do certain things, I just look at him. Look at the issue of when he was aviation minister. We all remember.
Yes.
What he was saying when he was being arraigned as regards mismanagement of funds, aviation intervention fund. All these things are in the media. So even when he's now crossing, remember also the other time when he was genuflecting with some politicians, going from one state to the other, going from one state, he was there's nobody that sent me.
Yes.
And I'm spending my money to do all these things. Who is asking you? Who is saying nobody has sent you? Look at what he also said. He said, yes, he has been able to convince some of these governors that are moving from PDP to APC. That was the one that brought them in. That even 4 of them are still coming. Now for him to jump. So to me, honestly speaking, it is not an issue to me. And this is also to teach we Nigerians, the citizens of Nigeria, that most of these politicians, they are not faithful to us. They are very faithful to their pockets.
He has said it's not for financial
Let's
gains.
sit that one to the dogs. That one to the dogs. How can he prove it? This is somebody who has said so many things. If I don't want to say I'm so disappointed in him because we are on the national television.
All right, fine. Let's get your perspective to this matter, Sijibomi.
There is nothing Fani-Kayode has done that is
surprising.
That's the truth about it. All politicians do it. Atiku Abubakar is going to likely get the ticket of the PDP today. In the next election, rather likely. So emphasis on that word. has been in ACN and in APC. So, and I said so many terrible things about PDP that he went back to join. There was a time he said he wasn't giving enough opportunity because he was the vice president under PDP. So that was why, and it was in a subtle way blaming his principal. When he went back to PDP, he was now saying the good things about what him and his principal did together. So these are politicians. Everything is self-interest. The only thing that is affecting Mr. Femi Fani-Kayode or Chief Femi Fani-Kayode is the fact that he's too extremist in his views. And he leverages on the use of English too much because he went to an Ivy League school. So, and it depends on any side of the coin or any side of the party you found yourself. The people that are criticizing him today were hailing him when he went to, and he was saying so many things about the government. Now the government he was saying so many horrible things about have pocketed him. From reports, he was even the one that wanted to join the government. Not that they called him, because he doesn't have any political leverage. He can't win. I'm sure that if I were to contest against him, I would still win.
So, in his local government.
Yes, so it's not like he's popular, he's going to give you any vote. But I think what the government has done is, okay.
So he's not bringing any value to the party.
The only thing is, in quote, these attack dog. Instead of attacking us, let us put him in the backyard.
Exactly.
Political football clubs do it. They see a good player. They don't need the player, but they don't want the rival to buy the player. So they just buy the player, put him on the bench, be resting there, rather than go to the opposition club.
So he's highly inconsequential when it comes to political competition in Nigeria.
So for me,
highly inconsequential.
Tomorrow, and the last have not been heard of Chief Femi Fani-Kayode. Tomorrow you can hear another story,
jumping back to
another movement again. So if we like, we should knock our head on the table. He has moved. He has moved. So let's move on.
And whatever has transpired has transpired.
No, but then again, because we are seeing the cross carpetings, those moving from PDP to APC, APC to PDP and all. And the question on the minds of some persons is, are we gradually becoming a one-party state, which we have seen for a democracy that we say we practice, is there has to be some healthy opposition.
And that's why I will bring back to fore now what Professor Jega said. I always refer to Professor Jega because I always see him as a gentleman.
Right.
The way he handled INEC when he was the chairman of INEC. He said, people, look, PDP has failed, either we like it or not. And this is the truth. I believe strongly in it. APC, all the promises made, they have jettisoned it. It is also true. He said, why can't we just look outside the box by looking at another party and then try and see whether their activities, their philosophy, their dogma, their belief will be able to move Nigeria forward. To move Nigeria forward. Look at what is happening to our forex. Look at what is happening to security. Look at what is happening to employment. Look at health, education, all the sector in the economy. Everything now has collapsed. So why should we now be following some people that are taking politics in Nigeria to be Babasa-like? Babasa-like in terms of, how do I put it now, like Hollywood movie. You know? So it is high time we look at somebody like Jega and then let him expatiate on his theorem. You know, he's a political scientist. Let him expatiate on his theorem and then let him come forward and tell Nigerians, okay, how do we go about this? Because see all the governors now, so many of them had moved from PDP to to APC. I was telling some people over the weekend, I said, look, all this thing we're looking at, there's still going to be serious implosion in APC. The implosion in APC will even be higher than that of PDP because most of them moving to APC now, they have their ulterior motives.
Right.
They all have their ulterior motives in terms of getting the presidential ticket, in terms of getting this, in terms of getting that. So at the end of the day, when they now start struggling for that power, when one is not giving this, the other one is not giving this, you will see that implosion. What they are doing now is to reduce the kind of implosion that will happen in PDP. But then the two of them, can anybody justify them leading us to where you want to go? Those two parties, based on their antecedents, based on what they have done in the past. Yes, PDP had ruled for 16 years. Were they able to take us to the El Dorado that we're looking forward to? APC came with the mantra of change. Have they been able to establish that change? Okay, maybe yes. On the other side, the negative side, because look at what you just read in the papers now. 209% devaluation of our naira in 6 years. So these are issues. It is better now for Nigerians, leaders that meant well for Nigeria. Let us call Jega. Professor Jega, please come. You mentioned this. Can you expatiate on that theorem? And then let us see how we can garner the populace of Nigeria to now support this and then move Nigeria forward come 2023. But like I was telling some people, I said either we like it or not, 2023 election is going to lay the foundation for a better Nigeria.
All right. I wonder if you share the same perspective with regards to what these cross-carpetings imply for our democracy, which we have always called or termed nascent.
It doesn't imply anything. Even if a third party enters in 2023, we'll start the same cycle again. It's a calculated and structured failure. So there is no way, the Holy Book says when the foundation be destroyed, is destroyed. What can the righteous do? Under PDP, it was a one-party state. Under APC, it's just because PDP, were very, very big and strong. So that's why. But as of today, you have just 14 governors. So APC governors have almost doubled. And before 2023, don't be surprised. You could have 10 or 11 governors remaining in PDP. And in the PDP years too, if you had ACN or AD that time to ANPP, that was just the same thing. The best time anything ever happened was 1999 when we had like 9 APP and maybe 6 AD. That was 15. And every other thing was PDP. So why is it like that? The power in the center is too much. So if you want to enjoy your reign as a governor, if you want to enjoy some benefits, you will pander to the side or the whims and caprices of the person, the ruling party in the center. It's structured. Now we're talking about true federalism. We're talking about restructuring. That's what we should be focusing on. Let a COA party enter tomorrow. Everybody from APC and PDP will just move into that COA. Some people will hold their states because they're strong and they've built a structure over the years.
Right.
Yeah, but the point is, with this kind of structure, we will always be more of a one-party state than a 2 or 3 party state.
Can it be altered?
Yes, it can, and that's what I'm saying. It starts with the restructuring. It starts with the people. This is what we want. That's why cases are going to court now. VAT cases, stamp duty cases, because when people have money, when you empower anybody, it gives that person power. It gives him strength.
That's why they don't want you to have money.
Like education. When you educate, if you educate like 80% of the youth in the north today, believe you me, the same thing happening in the south will be happening in the north. So that's empowerment. It gives power. So when people have this leverage, then they can look you in the face. They even know what to do. They don't wait for you. So the restructuring can happen. But with this kind of situation where we have found ourselves, come 2023, the highest bidder will win again. The person that wants to use the most brutal force will win again. It's a structure of the more powerful. 2015, the power from outside affected the calculation. If not, you just muzzle everybody. But there was the propaganda that was created, and the power from outside joined with the people, and they broke the party within. That's PDP, and they were able to get power. That kind of thing wanted to happen in 2019. These people were clever by half. They knew what they did that time. They did not allow it. So you had statements like, if you do more than observation, you will return in body bags. So you had so many very firm decisions. And don't forget that these people, you could say somebody is boo-boo or not boo-boo. They know how to use power. That's the truth about it. So immediately they knew what they were going in for. Nobody could take that power from them.
Your final word on this?
Yeah, my final one is still to congratulate your TV station on the award, and then keep on doing what you did. You are giving people, a lot of people out there, hope of a better Nigeria.
All right.
I wish you people all the best.
Thank you very much. Do you have any final words?
Nigeria will be great. I believe that, and I so much believe in this country.
All right. We'll leave the conversation there now, gentlemen. Dr. Fani-Kayode, political technocrat, Sijibomi Adebiyi-Benet, public affairs analyst. Thank you for your time on the newspaper review.
Thank you, Father.